Good afternoon. This is a news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Oluwayemi Adelakun. The federal government has launched the Basic Education Transformation Agenda, BETA, a comprehensive reform package aimed at increasing school enrollment and enhancing learning outcomes nationwide. Unveiling the initiative in Abuja, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said BETA introduces conditional cash transfers to mothers to encourage consistent school attendance. He said the program targets chronic challenges in the sector, including out-of-school children, weak technical training, poor infrastructure, outdated curricula, and low teacher capacity. Alausa highlighted teacher retraining are central to the reforms, disclosing that 5 million youth will be trained within a 4-year period. The federal government has reportedly met two key demands of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, amid a strike ultimatum. The demands are the reversal of the 40% deduction from the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust into the National Treasury and the appointment of Opeyemi Agbaje as chairman of the National Pension Commission, PENCOM. Meanwhile, PENCOM has yet to officially confirm Agbaje's appointment as of the time of filing this report. Recall that last week, NLC, in a statement by its president, Joe Ajaero, issued a 7-day notice to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to shut down the economy. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said that the nationwide continuous voter registration exercise will commence today. According to reports via its official X handle, INEC said it has started with the online pre-registration phase today. The Commission stated that eligible Nigerians can commence their registration online via the portal www.cvr.inecnigeria.org ahead of the physical registration exercise scheduled to begin on August 25, 2025. The Commission, however, cautioned against multiple registrations, warning that violators risk penalties. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has approved the redeployment and appointment of senior officials across key command, instructional and staff positions in the Nigerian Army. This was disclosed in a statement by the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Apollonia Anele, who said the reshuffle was part of the COS strategic move to strengthen leadership and reposition the Nigerian Army for greater operational effectiveness. The Chief of Army Staff charged the newly appointed senior officers to redouble their effort and commitment to duty in ensuring the sustenance of the ongoing onslaught against terrorism, insurgency, and other threats to national security as they assume their appointment. Reactions have continued to follow last Saturday's by-election in Ibadan North, Oyo State, and other parts of Nigeria. While the polls were relatively peaceful, they were marred by allegations of voter apathy, raising fresh concerns about the nation's democratic journey ahead of the 2027 general elections. Our correspondent, Ina Grace, examines the weekend's by-election.
Last Saturday, residents of Ibadan North joined voters in select constituencies across Nigeria to elect representatives in by-elections conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. However, despite the readiness of ballot boxes and setup of polling units, the turnout among the electorate was low.
The result of the election is not the true reflection of the mind of the Oyo State. I think it's a vote for the Governor Seyi Makinde.
I think the result was not a surprise. I think everyone knew it was going to go the PDP way, and that was something that reflected maybe perhaps the margin was what people didn't expect, but definitely we all knew that PDP was going to win the election. Why? Because the sitting government is the PDP.
It's a normal thing in Nigeria. We buy vote and sell vote. It has been. I don't know when that will stop, but it has been so.
It was a statement from individual household to make their presence known. And we will see that there are a lot of voter party, people didn't come out, and because there are a lot of suffering in the land, people still want to tell the president and the INEC that come. At a time like this, when Nigeria is going through a lot, we are not very happy.
Analysts suggest that this trend of voter apathy reflects a growing disconnect between the electorate and political actors. Concerns over electoral credibility, insecurity, and the perceived inability of the government to fulfill its promises have continued to erode citizens' trust in the electoral process.
You will see that people are getting tired of voting in this country. In that election, 272,000 people registered, and only 26,000 participated.
One, the government of the day has not been functioning very well, so there's already cause for voter apathy in the country. Then the candidates and even the parties themselves, the way they've organized themselves towards elections has made it look like a cult-like organizational approach.
This election will make them to go back home and work better. This election will tell the party that they may not have gotten a good leader. They may need to go back to their drawing board and bring out a good candidate that is well acceptable.
Political observers warn that if this pattern persists, the legitimacy of future elections, including the 2027 general elections, could come into question. Aino Grace, Dominion News.
On the foreign scene, a Qatari official has said that a draft agreement to end fighting between the Democratic Republic of Congo and the M23 has been shared with the government and the rebels. The news comes ahead of an August 18 deadline agreed on last month between Kinshasa and Rwanda-backed rebel group to reach a peace deal. It said that while the timeline had not been met, both parties have responded positively to the facilitator and expressed a willingness to continue negotiations. United States President Donald Trump has said reclaiming Crimea or entering NATO were off the table for Ukraine as President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in Washington for talks aimed at ending the war with Russia. Zelensky was repeatedly rejected territorial concessions with meet Trump in Washington, accompanied by the European Commission chief Ursula von der Leyen and other leaders. The meeting comes after a summit between Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin in Alaska, which failed to yield a ceasefire breakthrough but produced promises from both leaders to provide robust security guarantees to Ukraine. A Pakistani government official has said that authorities in Pakistan have resumed rescue work in the country's northwest, where flash floods have killed over 300 people after heavy rain, which forced them to suspend operations for several hours. According to the management authority, the heavy rain that started has claimed lives and spread destruction in several northern districts, with most people killed in flash floods. In hilly areas, the rains caused flash floods as well as mud and rock slides that washed away houses, buildings, vehicles, and belongings. Talking sport, Fabrizio Romano and Sir Chelsea are working on the exit of two first-team players this summer transfer window. According to Romano, the two players are Christopher Nkuku and Nicholas Jackson. As a result, Premier League clubs and Serie A side AC Milan are informed of Jackson's situation, but nothing has advanced yet at the moment. You can also follow us across the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I am Oluwayemi Adelaku saying thank you for watching and good afternoon.